Valzubiri here. So I'm here. Looks. This is my practice sheet. Okay, see that? If you can see the metallic effect on this. Okay, see how some of them are metallic, right? That's that all depends on the crayon that you use. And what I've also done was add some metallic powder. So I'll show you how that's done. So here's our candle, and now let me tell you, this is bond paper. Okay, now it bleeds through. See, so you better be careful with the surface that you're working on. For example, in my case, it does bleed through. See that? So be very careful. Use a hard, flat surface and pad your work with more paper. See, because it's gonna bleed through. See. Okay, now bond paper is too big for practice, to be honest with you. Okay, the reason is that you're gonna be twisting and turning your paper. Okay, so what you do is, now let's set this aside. We'll set that aside. We'll use this for practice because it's dirtied up already. You cut it in probably a quarter. You can do that. Fold it to 4. Now this is obviously just for practice. Okay. So now we have 4, right? Okay, so let's set that aside. Set the 3 aside. Put it on the side here. Now you're practicing with this one. So here's your candle. Light it up. Make sure that it's safe. We're gonna use this, okay? This right here. So you have a napkin, paper napkins or paper towels on the side. You bunch it up like let's see. Get one like that, and bunch it up because you're gonna be doing this. Okay, and then wiping this, wiping the soot off of the instrument. Okay, see that? So that's the dirty side, and this is the side that you're gonna be putting crayons on. Okay. Now let's get some crayons for practice. So we'll get some crayons from here. Here's the instructions. Okay, and let's see. We'll get a colored pencil, and we'll start with the red. We'll take the yellow and red for now. Okay. Let's take a green too. That's a green. And we'll get a metallic. I guess this is metallic brown. Let's not do that. Let's take this metallic one. Okay. And we'll set this aside. Ta-da! Okay, so let's practice, right? So I'll show you. I'll show you with the candle. Okay. And okay, I'm left-handed, so I'll put the candle here. on the right side. Okay, so now we're in business, right? Okay, that's the paper. You do this. You draw maybe three stems. Okay, so those are our stems, right? And you do this, and once it starts feeling warm over here, then the tip is out. Okay, so do that and do that. Okay, now for consistency, I would suggest that you just keep doing that for the first, for all three flowers. Do the top ones first. Okay, now you turn this way. Once again, I'm telling you, I'm left-handed. Let's clean this first for now. Okay, so clean that, do that, and this right there. See? Okay, it again. Okay, that's cleaner. Now you do this again, and then you apply it on there. See? Okay, so you do that. Okay. Now, once again, you practice, because you do want to be consistent with what you're making. And I'm kind of confused here because I'm not only am I doing the etchings, but I'm also filming it or videoing it. So you gotta be sure to avoid the flame, okay? Okay. So you go. So you need to practice to be consistent and work with the limits of your art. Okay. Now there's your petals. Okay. Now we'll do what's called the sepals. Okay. If you go, so we clean the red out. Take out the red. Okay. Now you use the green. Okay. And do that. Use the green again. Oops, it didn't feel like it was warm enough. Let's clean that first. Oops. Oh, see, it's too small. Too small for my perspective. So we covered that up with another one. That's good enough for now. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now you twist it a little, right? Because now you need to do the other side. Okay. Now do your best to match. Okay, see that? So now let's look at it again. Oops. Okay, see that? Okay, now I would do, I'm gonna put this again going up. Okay, see. Now you go the other way. And this is why it's good for greeting cards, because greeting cards are small. Relatively smaller. Okay. And once again, you practice to get your strokes right. And get used to the flame. And know how to be careful with it. Okay. The candle does burn. Okay. And I mean the crayons burn too. Even after you take them out of the blade. Okay. Okay, so now you have your flower. You just need to add your leaves, and this is how I would do the leaves for this piece. Okay, add a little more, and then you go like that. See, now you add one more. Okay, add more, and do do that. And then you add, okay, we're gonna cover that mistake, right? So we're gonna do, sometimes you put in too much crayons, right? Okay, oh, there you go. And you see how when you etch the crayon, it actually it dries up fast, okay? But you see the embossed effect. You see how they're embossed. Now this is your greeting card right there. See, you just need to lower it, balance it on the paper, and it all depends on what you want to do. Okay, so now let's do another, so you can compare. Oopsie. Let me position the camera again. Okay. Oops. Okay, now so to compare this with the next thing that we're gonna make, okay. Set this aside. Do this one right here. Let's do this. Okay, look at the way I'm holding this, okay. So there's gonna be a yellow and a red. So you do the yellow ones, the yellow at the tip and the red. See that? Okay, so now let's do that. Okay, let's draw from here. Okay, we're gonna do the red and the yellow. See, that's why you this is why you bunch up your napkin or your paper towel, because this thing gets hot. Okay, so be very careful. Okay, now you put a good amount of both colors. Much better. Look at that. Okay, once again you do that to make way for the yellow, and do that. Okay, now obviously I'm getting distracted by the camera. Okay, wait, forgot. Twist this. rotate it, blot this out. Oh, it's not warm enough. Let's do the green. Okay, let's use a green and a yellow. Okay, or maybe a green and a blue. Let's look for a blue. Or let's try a green and a brown. Okay, so we'll do brown and we'll do brown right there, and then a green above. Ooh, nice. Oops. What's a good way to... I'm thinking this way, right? Okay, so let's go this way for our leaf. Okay, oh. We'll take the risk. Okay. Okie dokes. Ooh, nice. Okay, we'll do a fiver on the leaf. So we'll keep it odd. So we have 2 more leaves to come. Right? Okay, and then one last will be going this way. Okay, so like that, and there's your stationery. Now if you wanna do a yellow sepals, okay, let's do sepals. We'll make them yellow, or maybe let's look for another color. We'll do let's see, we'll do orange and green. Let's say you want to do orange and green, okay, for the sepals. So you put them together like that. See, okay, that's good. So now you clean this by heating it up again, and then using this trusty paper towel. Okay, that's good. So it's orange and green for the sepals. Okay, so now imagine you're going to be doing that, right? So let's position it so it's easy for you. So it'll be like that, right? Let's see. Okay, so we'll start with one side. Oh, no, not hot enough. See, you gotta feel that it's warm around here. Okay? If it's warm around here, it's hot on the tip. Okay. Orange and green. Orange and green again. Orange and green. Okay, now I kind of forgot. Okay, that's orange, orange at the tip. Okay, orange at the tip. Oops, not good enough. We'll try to cover that. No, it wasn't hot enough. Oops. Now I need the orange to be at the tip. Oh, better. Much better. Okay, now we're doing the other side, so we rotate a little, and then we do this. You kind of want to match, you know, the size and the way the one side was stroked. Okay, so see that I made this bigger because this was bigger. Okay. Okie dokes. Looking better, right? Okay, let's try okay, that's good enough. Now we'll do something else. I'll show you a different stroke. Okay, this is Christmassy and this is Christmassy, right? Okay, so here's watch what I'm gonna do. Let's clean this first. Now see, now this is dirty now. See that? It's dirty. So now we're gonna have to throw that out and use a new one. Okay, before we do anything, I want to show you what I have here. You can use Perlex. Wait, let me this up. See now, okay, this is gold. Right there, it's gold powder. So let's open this. It's sealed. Ooh, look at that. Did you see that? You gotta be careful, you know, you don't want to be inhaling this. It's too fine, you know. Okay, so okay, see that? Here's what you do. You do this. Heat it up a little. Oops. Okay, see that? Okay, now you can dip it. Okay, now do this same here. And dip it in. That's all you need. Okay, there's really a lot here. Okay, so when you do this, you don't have to like fill it up that much, but just so you can see. Now cover this up again. Put it back where you got it. Okay, now be careful with the fire. Okay, so let's set that aside. Okay, so here's our practice sheet. That's good enough. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Start with a, let's see, how do you want this? We'll start with our basic 3. Okay, now we're gonna use this red okay, do this again slowly with some variation in the shape. Okay, so it's not a, this one's not a quick stroke that I'm doing. Okay, see that? It's a different shape right now. See? Okay, now we'll do, and we'll do 5 petals per, okay, 5 petals per flower. I'm making poinsettias, okay. Well, it almost looks like a poinsettia. It depends on the blade that you use. We're just sticking to one blade for now because I'm really just demonstrating for this video. Okay, so we're pretending we know what we're doing. So I'm basically just showing you how easy it can be, or how easy it is, okay? Now once again, I'm telling you to practice. Keep practicing. Okay, so see that? Now if you hold it up, to the light, there's some glitter in there. Okay, so now we're gonna use this. And let's clean this. We're gonna use the green or the gold. with an up down movement. Okay, so let's do it again. Now you make an attempt to balance your work. Make sure that everything shows, that it doesn't get too crowded. Now we're just practicing. So I'm telling you, practice first before you do something really serious. Okay, there you go. Let's see what we've done. Okay, so there's a little green, there's a little gold in there. See. Now let's do another one. See that? It bleeds through. Okay. See? And that's because we're using bond paper. We're just using this to practice. Now be careful with the fire. Don't leave it unattended. Let's look for... Valzubiri, and I'd like to tell you about the valzubiriagenda. So my idea was to self-publishing. You know, self-publishing is now accepted. It's been a decade, okay? And what you can do is self-publish your works, and I have an example. And self-publish your something about yourself, which is the best thing I can recommend is write your memoirs and your biographies. So right now I have four memoirs. Okay, all different stories and whatever. So these are all mine, and I'm okay now. Just want to show you how you can one up the competition, right? So I was telling myself I can write one memoir, but somebody can do that too, you know. So before I came out and start promoting anything, I wrote four memoirs, and now I have four. I can write more. Okay, now here's how to one up your competition. This guy has 273 works, right, Richard? So it's kind of like, hey, you know what? It's gonna be a thick book, and it's gonna be $59.95. So I said, I decided to shuffle his works. So all this is his works, and I reshuffled them and split them in two. So now He's got volume 1 and volume 2 of the same pages, only they're reshuffled, and now he can sell each book for $37.95. So that's something you can do. Come up with 3 books because you can, instead of just one. If I were a really mean publisher, I'd say, hey, you know what, I can only give you one book. But now he's got 3. And he's 72 years old now. We did this when he was 70 years old, 2 years ago. And he still cannot believe that he's got 3 books on Amazon. Okay, now I have 4 titles on Amazon. Okay, now because my art is kind of slower, I make dolls from porcelain, and I make them from scratch, and then I put clothes on them and whatever. I'd like to make a proposal to investors that I'd like to include a diorama to make my works like dioramas with the dolls, and then I'd be able to incorporate precious metals and gemstones into the work, and that's how I would like to justify my prices. Okay, now here's something else. Once you've written one, you'd want to write more. Okay, once you have this guy, for example, I designed this book, Jerry Miller. Okay, so he wrote this 2 years ago in 2014. Yeah, 3 years ago. And then he wrote a second one, and now he's 72 years old with his twin brother. And so basically what I'm saying is, once you start writing one, you'll get to write another one, because it's fun. And it'll help your art if it's a memoir. And so I'm going to be releasing 2 books in January about this valzubiriagenda, and to give you things, give you some pointers on how to write, how to emotionally deal with your writing, and how to be a little more technical when it comes to publishing books. I don't want to show you Jerry's face, okay? But Jerry came out with. He told me he had a book, and I said, okay, I'll help you when you're done writing. He didn't. He didn't call me like until he got this put in to online. Createspace.com. Look at that. It's got a lot of empty spaces here. A lot of line and a half, and a lot of space here. It's not good, right? Look at the cover. The back cover is doesn't even have the spine, and then he's got this design on his cover. Okay. I don't want to show his face too close. So I helped him. Okay. So now this looks better. See. Now you need to do all these technical things. Be aware of these things, and I'll teach you. So basically, you're not even like a writer, and I'll teach you how to write, and I'll teach you how to become your own publisher. There is something else. Okay. I'm gonna show you and explain to you what goes on with publishing books. Look at that. So that's page 59. Let's go look at page 59 over here. Okay, see that? It's something to do with the embedding of fonts. Okay. See. So these things you need to know, and I'll teach you, and it's really simple. Some people make it think it's a mystery to publish. It's not, Okay, so there's something else too. With the valzubiriagenda, I am suggesting for people to double their price, make an announcement of their scarcity. So for every price point, you're gonna make an announcement of how many art pieces you're gonna do at those price points, right? Now here's 100,000 to start, because art is unregulated. You can keep doubling the price. And so if the artist says that the current price that he's asking for or she is asking for is $1,600,000, then everyone's price would be at that point, right? So everyone's potential revenue would be the difference between the current street value and the cost of acquisition. So let me show you that here. Okay, so this is the price, and the green would be the potential revenue. If this is the cost of acquisition, then this is the potential revenue. If this is the street market value right now. Okay, so now look at this. If the person succeeds, see that? That's the cost of acquisition, and then this is the street, the potential revenue, which you can report in your financial statements. That you have a, you bought something here, and now it's reached here. So there's a potential revenue, and that can be part of your report and your financial report. Okay, so now let's say you're a homeless person, right? And you're a street artist, and you're charging people at $5. So see that it can reach 2,560 in 10 steps. See, so you can say, hey, I'm gonna make 100 pieces at $5, and then $10, 100 pieces, and then another 100. So and then after this, you can say, hey, I'm gonna retire. Okay, so this is per piece. See, so there's money to be made only if it trends and people start accepting this. Okay, now look at this number. That starts at 100, and in 10 iterations, it reaches $51,200,000 per piece. Okay, now here's something else. If you get your pen and paper and try to do 1,600 pieces all the way to here, right? So this would be, on here, it'll be like 1,440 pieces at this thing. Now, the 1,141st will be this street market value, right? This asking price. So if you look at that and you go like this, and you do like 1,600, so 1,440 up to here, and then this is the price that you're calculating on, you'll get just a little over $60 billion from that one single artist. And guess who got in trouble for not coming up with $60 billion? Bernie Madoff. Okay, so what I'm saying is, if only Bernie Madoff contracted with an individual who's still unknown, who starts at this price, he'll reach like $80 billion less the cost of acquisition here. So he'll have a net of like about $64 billion, something like that. Get your pen and paper, and you'll know that I'm right. So what I'm saying is, if you're in trouble and you need money, and you can get it through art, and if you get something here, all you need to do is to wait for the next iteration of the price, and you can tell your people that the investment just doubled. And then you can resell the art for maybe if it's 25 asking price, then you can say approach your friend and say, I'm gonna sell you my art for $20 billion. It's at $20 million. So you give a discount, right? And that's what happens. Okay, now you don't only give discounts, you also give commissions. If somebody knows a bank that needs a lot of money, and that bank can purchase like 200 works from an artist, then that artist should should give that person a commission if he can connect him or her to this bank. See, so you give away commissions. Now here's the thing. There are corporations that need money right now. There are national agencies that need money right now. And there are countries that need money right now. There are local agencies, government agencies who can't even pay the pension of their retired former employees. So they need money, and they need money creatively, and the way to do that is art, and make sure that you give commissions to those people who deserve a commission and deserve, if you have $20 million, you give away $4 million. That can set somebody for life. Okay, so I guess that's it. So I'll see you soon, and thank you for listening. And follow me, because every once in a while I'll go live and then explain this more to you.